This trade lasted 6 hours and I was even watching most of. I took the trade in the morning and walked away. And when I came back to the chart near the end of the day, I just stared at the screen and thought, seriously? Because what the market did during those 6 hours was not what I expected at all, but just something that almost every trader struggles with. But very few traders actually talk about it. Let me show you what happened. This is Palantir on the 1 minute chart. And the first thing I'm looking at here is location. This green line right here is the low of yesterday. And this other green line below is the low of a previous day. So when the market opens and starts trading around this area, I'm already paying attention, because when the price approaches a previous day's low, that level can act as support, or it can break and continue lower. But either way is an important location. And that's where the story of this trade starts. Price starts pushing down towards yesterday's low and eventually breaks under it. Now, when that happens, a lot of traders immediately assume the market will keep going down. But what I am watching for is how price behaves after the break. Because sometimes when a level breaks, the market actually exhausts itself. Instead of continuing lower, it starts forming structure. And that's exactly what happened here. Price moves down towards the second level, the second support here, and then begins form this flag pattern here, like you can see. And that's the type of structure I look for, because when patterns break near important levels, that's often where the move begins. Eventually the pattern breaks bullish right here where this arrow is. That's my entry. The idea is simple. If the market is rejecting the breakdown and this pattern breaks upward, then price should start moving back towards the range above. That's the expectation, at least. And after the entry, the trade actually starts working. Price moves up, not aggressively, but it moves. And when it goes about halfway to my target. So at that point, everything looks normal. The trade is behaving the way it should. And then something strange starts happening. Instead of continue higher, the market just stops. No big rejecting, no sharp reverse, just nothing. Price starts move up and down, back and forth, chopping around the same area. And this is the part of trading that almost nobody likes, because there's no excitement, no clarity, no momentum, just waiting. But here's the important part. I don't babysit my trades. Once I enter the trade, the outcome is already defined. The risk is defined. The target is defined. So I don't sit there watching every candle. I simply let the trade play out. And that's exactly what happened here. I came back to the chart 40 minutes before the market closed. And when I look at the chart, I saw that the trade had been open for almost 6 hours. 6 hours. And price was basically sitting, rotating around the same area, up and down. And my first reaction was honestly just, seriously. Because sometimes the market doesn't reward patience with the big move. Sometimes it rewards patience with boredom. And at that point, the market had already spent the entire day rotating in the same range. Momentum wasn't there anymore. The breakout energy was gone. So I decided to close the trade. Not because I was emotional, not because I was frustrated, but because the original idea simply wasn't playing out anymore. And that's part of trading too. Sometimes the best decision isn't holding forever. It's not forcing the market to do what you want. It's simply recognizing when the story has changed. So today's lesson is this trade highlights something that every trader eventually learns. Not every correct trade leads to a big move. Sometimes the setup is right, the risk is controlled, and the market still decides to do nothing. But that doesn't make the trade wrong. It just means the market chose balance instead of direction. And that's part of the game. Because trading isn't about predicting exactly what the market will do. It's about executing the process, managing risk, and accepting whatever outcome the market gives you. Sometimes that outcome is a win, sometimes it's a loss, and sometimes it's just 6 hours of the market doing absolutely nothing, like today. As always, process over profits and discipline over dopamine. Thanks for watching.